Hi, welcome to the British English Hub. I'm Paul. Welcome to this new video. Today we're going to be talking about expressing preferences. Useful language in context. Useful language you can use in an everyday situation, formally or informally. Before I start this video, please subscribe to the channel. We are a growing channel. We need your support. Please do so. We would really welcome you as a subscriber. You'll be able to access most of our videos as soon as they are posted. Also, please stick a like below. Please like this video, and also please add a comment if you have the time. Give us some feedback. Tell us what you think. We will take everything you say on board in the interest of developing this channel and possibly, hopefully, even improving the videos to come. Okay, thank you so much for that. So we're going to look at expressing preferences, looking at some different kind of exponents that we can use depending on the scenario or the context. So we'll start off with I'd rather, I prefer. So we use this when given some choices at the moment. It could be a number of choices, it could be one or two or three or four choices. Questions might be, what would you rather do today? What do you fancy doing later? Fancy doing something tonight? So the answer would be, I'd rather stay at home. So we would always contract I'd rather than saying I would rather. If you say I would rather, it doesn't feel particularly natural. If you want to sound like a natural English speaker, then please try and contract. I'd rather stay at home tonight. Yes, I'm tired. I don't really fancy going out. I'd rather watch a film than a series. It's short. I'm a bit tired. Sometimes we can watch one episode of a series, but normally we get hooked and we watch two or three, and before you know it, 4 hours have gone by. So let's stick to a movie. Yeah, much easier. I'd rather do the washing up before we go out. I always do the washing up, do whatever I need to do, whatever chore I need to do before I go out. So at least that's, I don't have to think about it. That's it. It's done and dusted. So that's the first thing we do. Another thing, I prefer to finish what I'm doing first before we go out. So someone might say to me, do you fancy going out? No, I prefer to finish what I'm doing first, then we can go out. Or I prefer to, someone asked me, what computer do you want to buy? What's your preference? I would say I prefer to buy a Mac than a PC. I'm used to Macs. I know all the functions, I know all the settings, I know the keyboard really well. So yeah, I'm going to definitely go for a Mac. Or someone might say, what do you fancy? Beef burger, chicken burger? I would say, I prefer beef burger or beef hamburger rather than chicken burger. Definitely. Maybe tomorrow I'll choose the contrary, but today I'm definitely going for the hamburger. Okay, so next, when given some choices at the moment, it's still at the moment. So what do you fancy doing? What do you want to do? What are you going to do? And then you wouldn't be 100% sure, but at the same time, you'd say this type of expression if you want to come across as a little bit more polite. You don't want to you don't want to come across as too forceful. And in English, everything is anodyne, everything is softened by the language. So I'm leaning towards choosing the second option. So we've given an option here. Okay, so what do you fancy doing? Either that or this or this or that. I'm leaning towards choosing the second option, or I'm leaning towards taking the morning classes. So I could ask you, for example, do you want to take the morning classes or the evening classes or the afternoon classes? I'm leaning towards taking the morning classes because I'm more focused early in the morning. Or someone might say to you, what do you want to do? Do you want to go out tonight? No, I'm leaning towards staying in, but I'm open to going out if you want, maybe a little bit later. Or someone might give you the choice of a blue design or the red design or whatever design. You say, I'm leaning towards the blue design as it looks more modern. And again, smaller car, thinking about, choice of car, larger car, smaller car, medium-sized car, whatever model it is, Peugeot, Lamborghini, BMW, whatever. Okay, I'm leaning towards buying the smaller car, the Mini, mainly for parking convenience. Okay, so we're coming across as a little bit more kind of hesitant. Again, not 100% sure, but it also comes across as a little bit more polite. We can use these expressions when we want to come across as polite, as anodyne, as I mentioned before. Okay, so I'm given some choices at the moment. Again, try types of question. Which do you want? Which you want to go for, or which one are you going for? Which one are you opting for? Which one are you going to choose? Which do you like best? These are, obviously the questions can vary, and you can reply. I'll go for the chocolate cake. It looks delicious. I'll go for the blue jacket because it matches more outfits. I'll go for a quiet night in since I'm feeling tired. I'll go for the Mac. I prefer using Macs, for example. Okay, I'll go for the shorter video. I'm a bit tired. I don't really fancy watching a long video today. Okay, so there. Now we're moving on from choice to personal obligation now. Personal obligation is when you feel obligated to do something. It's not enforced, but it's a personal thing. Okay, so we sometimes start with this with the word actually. Actually, I'd better take the early train if I want to avoid the crowds. I'd better call her now. No, I'd better call her now, since I prefer settling things right away. So you're toying with the idea of calling someone. Yeah, I'd better call her now rather than later. I'd better. So you're thinking about where to study, and you make the choice. I'd better study in the library. It's quieter than my room. So it's a personal obligation, and you're toying about what jacket to wear. I'd better wear a jacket, a black jacket maybe, because I'd rather stay warm tonight. It's getting a bit chilly outside. So there you go, personal obligation. Remember the contraction here, I'd better. Not I'd better, I'd better. Practice it, I'd better. General preferences over two or more things. This is a general thing. What do you prefer? One or two. What would you choose? One or two. Okay, so we tend to start with what. So I'd choose coffee over tea any day. I'd choose staying at home over going out any day of the week. I'd choose honesty over comfort, even if the truth is hard. I'd choose travelling by train over flying because it's more relaxing. I'd choose quality over quantity every time. So this is sort of a general overview, general opinion about something. If someone ever asks you that, you might even be asked that in a lesson. Okay, what do you prefer, coffee or tea? What do you prefer, staying home or going out? What do you prefer, honesty or truth? So, well, honesty is truth, isn't it? What would you prefer, honesty over comfort? So even if you might not accept the truth. Okay. And last one, this is the most common phrase when you express preferences. You can say, which one do you like the most? Which one are you into the most? Item 1 or item 2 or item 3 or item 4. So given a list of items, I'm more into, which is comparing something. So I'm more into quiet cafes and crowded restaurants. I'm more into reading novels and watching movies. I'm more into outdoor activities, especially hiking and cycling. So you could use this as a comparative. When you want to talk about things that you are into, this is things you enjoy or like doing. What things make you tick? That's a nice expression, colloquial expression, make you tick. What things do you really, really like doing, okay? So you can say, rather than saying the kind of bland, I like, I enjoy, these are fine. But if you want to sound really natural, you can say, I'm really into wearing comfortable clothes. I'm really into the idea of watching football. I'm really into the idea of watching rugby or going to rugby matches. I'm really into books. I'm really into literature. I'm really into computers. It means I really like, but we tend to say it, and it's got an emphasis about it. I'm really into, and we emphasize that word into. So try to practice that as well. What are you into? It's a question. What are you into? What things do you like? And that concludes expressing preferences, given in a number of different scenarios and contexts. Hope you enjoyed that as much as the new backdrop today. I'm not actually in the Thames, I'm in the studio, but anyway, there you go. You can always imagine. Till next time, please tune into whatever videos coming next. And been a pleasure teaching you today. And until next time, stay tuned. Take care. Bye bye. Ciao.